Welcome back to another guide on navigating Introduction to Data Science for Biology module on the NIGMS Sandbox. My name is Analika and today I'll walk you through how to access and utilize this module effectively. This module is created by San Francisco State University. Before I jump into the module navigation, let us quickly understand what is data science and how it can be used for biology, or I should say biological data analysis. Data science is an interdisciplinary field that uses scientific methods, processes, algorithms, and systems to extract knowledge and insights from structured and unstructured data. When applied to biology, data science can help us understand complex biological processes, make predictions, and uncover the patterns that are not easily noticeable. This module will introduce you to the basic concepts of data science and its applications in biology, specifically focusing on creating and evaluating decision trees. This module will teach you how to create a simple decision tree using a structured data set, evaluate model performance quantitatively, and understand why machine learning models require retraining from time to time. Let us see what we'll learn through these modules. In the first submodule, we will learn about an introduction to machine learning, specifically decision trees. This notebook will provide a basic introduction to machine learning concepts, steps for creating and understanding a decision tree model, making predictions with it, and intuitively evaluating its performance. Next, you'll get to take a deeper dive into evaluating model performance quantitatively and understand the need for retraining machine learning models. Then you have the notebook for practice, which will provide exercises to test what you have learned with step-by-step instructions, and finally the answer key to the notebook that you just practiced that will provide you with the answers and explanations for the practice exercise. Now, to get started with this module, you need to make sure that you have opened your GCP project. For this, you need to click on the link here to learn about the steps involved in opening up your GCP project if you have not opened it yet. Then you need to create a new user-managed notebook in Vertex AI. For this, you have to follow the steps that are highlighted here to create a new user-managed notebook in Vertex AI. Be careful to enable idle shutdown as highlighted in step 7 and select Debian 11 and Python 3 in the environment tab in step 5. In step 6 in the machine type tab, select N1 standard 4 from the drop down box. Next, you need to clone the tutorial files from GitHub. For this, open the terminal option from the launcher in your new VM. Use the git command to clone the repository. This will download the tutorial files into a folder called Introduction to Data Science for Biology. Now make sure that after you are done with the module, close the tab that appeared when you clicked Open Jupyter Lab. Then check the box next to the name of the notebook you created in step 3. Then click on Stop at the top of the workbench menu. Wait and make sure that the icon next to your notebook is grayed out. The software requirements are satisfied by using a pre-made Google Cloud Platform environment workbench notebook. The notebook environment used is named Python 3 with Intel MKL. It is listed during step 3 for accessing our module. All package requirements are installed by following the instructions in step 1 of the notebook, Introduction to Machine Learning Decision Trees. Now let's look at the workflow. The workflow involves several steps as outlined in the module's workflow diagram. To input the storage, you can take the CSV structured data that is stored in a Google Cloud Storage bucket. Then the workbench's Vertex AI notebook where the notebooks are executed. In the submodule 1, you have Introduction to Machine Learning Decision Trees. In submodule 2, you have quantitative comparison of 2020 model using 2020 and 2021 data. In submodule 3, you have the practice exercise, after which you have this output storage, where you have the results processed in Google Cloud Storage. All the original data for this module was sourced from the COVID cases data, California Health and Human Service Agency, COVID vaccination data from Los Angeles Times, unemployment data from California Employment Development Department, and election data from Harvard University. The researchers picked certain variables of interest, cleaned and created a composite dataset for the years 2020 and 2021 from these sources. Datasets were then stored in SFSU GitHub repository. You also have these several tutorials, video tutorials listed out under the overview first option. You can watch through these videos for a guideline on running the analysis. Also, to get the access to the course module, you can navigate to the Introduction to Data Science for Biology repository on GitHub on top, where you will find the different folders corresponding to each submodule and additional resources as well. The first one is Intro to Machine Learning Decision Trees.ipynb, which will introduce you to the basics of decision trees. The next one is the Quant Comparison of 2020 DT Model Performance, which is an optional deep dive into model evaluation. Then you have some practice exercises, and then you have the answers and the explanations for the practice exercises. The images folder contains the image files used in tutorial, whereas the quiz file folder contains quiz files to test your understanding of the module, and the readme.md folder provides an overview and instructions for the module. I hope this guide will help you navigate and make the most out of the Introduction to Data Science for Biology module on NIGMS Sandbox. Thank you for joining and happy learning.